How do you know when good enough is truly enough, is truly good enough? Let me tell you a story of my client, a brilliant person. Everything she's working on, every little task, it has to be polished, it has to be perfect. So she's spending a long hours on tweaking, adjusting, rechecking, and so on. However, quite often, by the time she feels finally that she's ready, it usually is too late. One day when we talk, she asked me, if I will be calling something good enough, do I lower my standards because of that? Or maybe I'm just scared that I will be judged, that it's not perfect, as usual. Think about this yourself. How many opportunities in your life slipped away not because you weren't capable, but because you are still polishing? Perfectionism is dressed or it dressed itself quite often as a high standard. However, more often than ever, beneath it is fear. Fear of not being good enough, fear of judgment, of rejection. So let's think for a moment here. When you hesitate, what's the fear behind it? What do you imagine people will say if your work or your work isn't flawless? And is that fear fact or just a story you've been telling yourself? I'm teaching myself as well my clients to not be afraid of making mistakes, of not knowing everything, of not having everything figured out, of not sorting, not being afraid to have nothing perfect done, just done, good enough. And you might be thinking, okay, however, if I lower the bar, the standards will slip, won't they? The truth is, you're not lowering standards, you're shifting your focus. What I mean by this, you're shifting your focus from flawless to finished, from polished to progressing, from fear to momentum. Done grows, makes you grow, makes you feel better, more confident. However, perfect or trying to have this thing perfect done keeps you stuck. That's the truth. So practically, how can we do this? Three tips as usual, three tactics that you can use to know when enough is really enough. First one, have a deadline for your task. So whenever you have to do something, think about this. How much time is this worth for you? How much time you are allowed yourself to spend on it? And then when time is up, just finish. That's it. Publish, send, release, share, whatever. So don't try to fix everything at once. Define three outcomes, that's the second tip. Define three outcomes of success before you actually start, before you start your task. And when you meet them, you're done. That's it. Stop polishing. You're finished. You achieved your three outcomes. The third tip applied 70% rule. If your work feels 70% solid, just release it, just publish it, just acknowledge that it's done. And do this not to lie down, put your hands and okay, done. No, do this to gather feedback because feedback makes it things better, faster than any tweaking, adjusting in your head on the board wherever you are doing this. When you get real feedback from people, that will help you improve. You also, when you stuck on something, trying to make it better, ask yourself, will anyone really notice this? Will care about this detail I'm obsessing about? I worked a few times with people who were so anxious and they were getting so annoyed when there was one space too much in the text, in the coding. No one will see this, just programmers. But no, it has to be perfect. It has to have one space, not two. And okay, there are people like this. Fair enough. However, personally, who will notice this? Will any customer of my app will notice this? That there is one more extra space? I doubt it. So if the answer is no, just stop. Just stop doing that. A little exercise for use. 5 minute publish. If you do some posting on social media, that's task for that kind of people. Take a small task, a post, a draft, whatever. Give yourself 5 minutes. So set alarm, set a stopper, finish it in this 5 minutes and just send it, post it. And then, that's the important part. Then, be aware, notice, how did it feel to act, to do this, to post this, instead of spending hours on polishing, instead of grinding it to be perfectly made. So think about this. Where in life, just because you try to do something perfect, this actually thought keeps you stuck. How many opportunities or what kind of opportunities slipped away because you waited too long, you polished it too long? Think about also this. If you allow yourself this 70% to be good enough, what will change in your life? What will change for you? Answer yourself those questions. So, I will leave you with this kind of question. How will your life look like if you choose momentum instead of perfection? If you like this and you would like to know more, contact me and we'll talk how these practices can be introduced into your life. And from this place, as always, I wish you the best.